Hey, do you need some toilet paper? Because I can be your Prince Charming. Hey, did you know you can't spell quarantine without U-R-A-Q-T?
Get out of here.
Hey, if the virus doesn't take you out, can I?
Like, kill me? No!
Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2020, and today there was actually significant news for the youth. So today, during the Prime Minister's address, he spoke to youth and all the opportunities that the government was unlocking for the youth to do due to this virus. So if you are a youth who just graduated or someone who's in post-secondary, you can now apply for up to $1,200 a month. For students who need a summer job, the government is going to put out twice as much grant money for summer students. If you're about to graduate, the government is doubling grants for graduates. If you are volunteering in a sector that's helping fight the pandemic, then you could apply for a grant up to $5,000 for your education. And there's a bunch of things for student loans, students that have dependents, and Aboriginal youth. If you want the actual information, please go to the Canadian website. There's a lot of money here and a lot of opportunity here. Not to mention, the government already put thousands or millions of dollars into the kids helpline to help with youth. So I like this. The government, is trying to help everybody in need. Is trying to help, people who don't have jobs, employers, the elderly especially, and I was wondering what they were going to do for the youth. But here we go. This is a huge section for you guys. This is the part that you should be paying attention to. Even watch the Prime Minister's address. It was on the 22nd that he said this all. As most of you know, I work for Youth for Christ. It's an international organization, so it's all over the world, and they're running youth centers and school programs, skate parks, mom groups. There's even a YFC coffee shop in central Alberta. Shout out to Timbers Coffee. Anyway, due to this virus that shall not be named, all these YFC staff are also staying home, just like everyone else. One of my colleagues in Prince George, his name is Josiah, so he does programming, he does counseling, and he works as a chaplain at the youth jail, and he's also stuck at home. Similar to us here at E92, he knew that the youth would be at home and they still want to hang out, and the internet's probably the best way to do it. So Josiah started a Facebook group, and he's also doing videos. So let's interview Josiah and see how life is in Prince George. Josiah!
Hey, how's it going, AJ?
So good? Man, it's great to see you.
Good to see you, bud. Yeah, you're looking pretty clean shaven there, man.
I like to keep it down. It gets itchy. And I was just checking the whiskers out in the mirror today, and there's a lot more white ones than there used to be.
Oh, dude, Lisa just cutting my hair, and it's like, there's a lot of silver in there. That's not cool.
Josiah, what are you doing with your time in isolation?
Well, first and foremost, trying not to drive my wife and my son crazy. But a lot of what I do right now is, because I connect with a lot of kids, and I'm not able to get out and connect with them as much, using online means to try and connect with them, have kind of one-on-one conversations. But the biggest thing probably is trying to create an online community of some sort for youth, so that they don't feel as alone, but they also feel engaged. And me and a couple colleagues with YFC, we've gotten that started here. Nikita, Jada. We have my wife Lisa on there. We have you. We have Jen. We've got Neil Burns, who's one of our volunteers, and he's just doing great. We've got Sam Berg on there, who shares a little bit sometimes. But we're using that and creating videos for kids. So it can be things like devotional videos. It can be talks on how to help someone who's struggling with suicide, how to help somebody who's going through emotionally difficult times. Nikita does crafts, but I also I do. So Fridays are story time with Josiah, where I tell embarrassing stories about myself, and it's really quite embarrassing.
Okay, I want to pause there. I'm going to pause there. Guys, these videos are amazing that they're sharing. Some of them super informative. Some of them just real heart to heart. But this story time with Josiah, guys, Josiah's like an 85-year-old. And he's got that awesome book kind of feel. When he starts talking, you just want to hear it, like a grandparent telling you these stories. I'm just going to cut for a second so you guys can see an example of the just a short beginning of one of Josiah's embarrassing stories.
Well, hello there, boys and girls. Come on in. Sit by the fire. Come grab a seat. It's that special time of the week. Story time with Josiah. That's right. The special time of the week where I tell a particularly embarrassing story from my life. The story I want to tell you today happened when I was a teenager. And it happened when I was working at a Bible camp.
So, if you guys want to see the rest of that story, I know I just kind of hung you up on the cliffhanger. You can see it. We're going to put the link to the Facebook group so you can go on there and you can watch these embarrassing stories with Josiah. A great example.
Embarrassing is they're not exaggerations. Those are real experiences in my life, and that is a typical experience in my life. That's the part that's truly sad. Like, it's funny for other people, but it's like, this is my life.
I could probably add a few of my own, actually.
There's a few I'm just dreading, because I know that this is probably going to roll around to them, but it's like, do they want that much information about me? And do I want to tell that embarrassing of a story? Yeah.
So guys, speaking of our age, I grew up, well, I can't say I really grew up in the 90s, because I sort of just missed, I was an 86 baby, so you just kind of skipped the 90s, but Transformers was a huge aspect of my life. And I had, like, tons of those Transformers toys, and, I sold them in garage sales like a dummy. But Josiah still has his Transformer toys, and guys, he's reusing them for Jesus. For the glory of the Lord, I'm going to cut, guys, to...
There's a statement you never thought you'd hear, right?
We're going to cut to an example of how these Transformers are being used to share the gospel. Okay, watch this.
Hello, boys and girls. Me, Grimlock, here to tell you story from Bible. Me, Grimlock, strongest there is. Today we tell a story of Jesus helping man demon-possessed. All things in story are true, except no Transformers. One day, Jesus was traveling through area of town or country or me, Grimlock, not sure. But Jesus traveling with friends.
So guys,
If I just did that.
Transformers, the show, has a whole, amazing cast of actors, especially voice actors. And the movie was actually known for had one of the best voice actors ever.
Oh, yeah.
And Josiah decided to use Grimlock, one of the least articulate characters in the entire series, to narrate the story. So I really do appreciate that. But, and I think this should begin our debate. We'll have a quick, Josiah, a quick debate.
There's no such thing as a quick debate.
And here, so is using Optimus Prime you know, the leader of the Autobots and all that, is using Optimus Prime as an example of Jesus a bit on the nose?
No, absolutely not. And I'm going to go more than 2 points because it's way too impossible to fit my argument into 2 points, okay? So first and foremost, those...
I don't even have a point to rebuttal. Guys, this is Josiah. This is the man who is like an 85-year-old book, but also can go head-to-head and talk to you about how Lord of the Rings, how Transformers, and how the Bible are together. It's amazing, guys. This is Josiah. If you want to have chats with him, you have that opportunity. He's got an excellent Facebook group. It's very active, and it's very caring. You can definitely open up and share your issues, or you can tell him why Optimus Prime is not necessarily the best character to represent Jesus.
You know, I have a shirt that says, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. And then I have another one that says, I'm not arguing, I'm explaining why I'm right. And if you guys come at me, I'm going to be wearing one of those 2 shirts, okay?
That's so good! Are you doing any like face-to-face, in-person kind of stuff right now?
I can't do any face-to-face in-person things because I have health issues that actually put me at a lot higher risk for COVID-19. And if I were to contract at a higher risk of actually dying from it. So for that reason, if I am going to be contacting or getting together with people, it's going to be like FaceTiming or just phone calls, kind of things like that. It's not that I don't care about you guys, it's that, you know, I want to try and be here for my wife and my son. So.
Wow, cool. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Josiah, and I cannot wait to argue with you more. Guys, we actually had a debate about whether Optimus Prime makes a great example, a Jesus example. It went way too long to put on the E92. If you guys actually want to watch a proper debate with Josiah, we're going to have to make it a separate video for you to watch. And it can be on absolutely anything. Josiah and I love to argue. It's our favorite thing to do. And man, that guy has just got the craziest brain. You've got to listen to him. So like I said, I've got the link down if you want to join their Facebook group. The only thing we're asking is the Facebook group is really just for youth. Okay, and then we have a few YFC staff there to administer it. So it's really, if you're a youth, join this Facebook group below, and you can see more of those Josiah videos. If you want to see more of this, continue to like and subscribe, and have yourself a day.